Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Last week we studied this verse. No. Yeah. Yeah. Those who were conscious of their Lord, we discussed on it a lot, maybe for an hour. What do we mean by conscious of our Lord? Yeah. And the keepers of the paradise welcomed them and said, peace be upon you. You have done well and enter the paradise and dwell there for good. So we said, okay, we discussed this. What does it mean? Peace be upon you, or who are the keepers of paradise? Quite a lot of questions we asked. And we said, we are going to study today, what the dwellers of paradise, or how the people of paradise replied to the angels of paradise. This verse mentions that we need somebody to read the Arabic version. Yahya.
قالوا الحمد لله الذي صدقنا وعده وأورثنا الأرض نتبوأ من الجنة حيث نشاء فنعم أجر العاملين.
Now, we have lots of vocabulary here, really, a lot of vocabulary. Why do you think the people of paradise replied to the angels or the keepers of paradise when they say Salamun Alaikum? It means really peace be upon you, you've done tubtum, çok güzel, you have done very well, and dwell here, enjoy your life here. Okay. And the people replied back, they will say, come on, I don't know why I took this translation. Somebody will answer. They will read the English. No?
They will say, praise be to God, who has truly fulfilled his promise to us and has given us this land in heritage. We can dwell in the garden as we will. How excellent a reward for those who work righteousness.
Yeah. So because in parentheses, the righteousness is mentioned rightly because previous verses were referring to those people who work, but the righteousness is not here. Amilin, but previous verses refer that doing work in a righteous way. And we studied that one. I have no intention to repeat that. Okay, they say, not will say, they say, even very, very interesting, the real literal translation is they said. Yeah, but we should make it a general statement explaining the general situation of the human beings. We have to say, they say, praise be to God. Why do you think they are praising God?
Because it's not them who let them into heaven, it's God's mercy and his benevolence, and whatever good came to mankind, it's through Allah, not through the angels.
No. Of course, good comment. We studied that, we have emphasized a lot that paradise is now what we live or how we feel now. So it means if I do something right, we said act according to my nature, and the angels will tell me that peace be upon you, you have done well. Now, it means I will feel the answer, reply, from the way the creation brings meaning to me. Now, angels, and letting me know that really you are in peace now. I experience it right now. That is the main purpose of this class. Now, we never refer to the future. It doesn't mean that the future will not exist. No, we study here, we emphasize on the importance of practicing the result of the right action in the positive way within my own existence is the sign of paradise for me in this world. I will be in paradise really in this world. Doing the opposite, I will be in hell. I will suffer from it. So reply it right now. When you do something, I think your answer is right, but apply it to one situation who acts righteously according to his own nature without spoiling it, without distorting it. Then he will feel, these people will feel, I hope you are all feeling this, comfortable, peace, and relax. No problem. Not exercising any anxiety. But when we start practicing this, we say, praise be to God. Now, apply the same question, same answer right now in your practical life. Can you just these chairs? So, sure. There is one there. Can you apply? Try. Yeah, can you do it? Can you apply it right now? When we do something right, it means when we act according to the nature of as we are created without spoiling it, it means appropriate to our reality. We feel, why do we feel the life of paradise on earth? How do we feel that? Life of paradise on earth. Feeling secure. I belong to the one who is absolute, and he is the source of my existence. He will take care of my existence. I have not blocked the way that he treats me. He will treat me in the wrong way. How? Because if I change my human character or go against my nature, I start feeling alienated towards my existence. I start feeling alienated towards my existence. My existence becomes meaningless, and I will lose all my hope for my future existence. Now, after I die, no. We have to understand this. If we don't attribute our existence to its absolute infinite source, what happens? We feel ourselves in prison. Where? First, the world is prison, but it's not enough. All the past, gone, meaningless. Think of yourself. Let's say you enjoyed your life at the best possible way until now. Right now, what do you have with you? Nothing. So your human desires, our human desires, expect to be eternally experiencing this with no beginning, no end. So I shouldn't feel that, okay, I was happy yesterday, but it is gone. I shouldn't say that, because my desire doesn't want to lose my previous experience. Get it? And also my human capacity, again, doesn't want to have worry about my tomorrow. But if we don't, but of course we have to speak in terms of black and white terms, yeah? So if I don't attribute myself to my creator, what happens to the creator, which is absolute? As far as I am concerned, how do I feel in my existence? Oh, I don't know what happened to my past. It is gone. I don't know what will happen to me tomorrow onwards. I don't know. And I just happen to be right now, and this now is also passing. How do you feel? It is really hell. It is really prison. But not only the universe is prison for you, but also time-wise, you are in a very extremely narrow, transient moment. You cannot say that I existed yesterday, I'm very happy, but your human quality says, okay, but how about tomorrow? Can you guarantee it? No. The meaning, what is left with you from yesterday? Gone. If we don't attribute our existence to its source, eternal source, do you get it? Now, if we do, just the reverse process takes place. But now, when we experience the reverse process, that is our subject now. I belong to the absolute one, and it has no beginning, no end. Just I am experiencing my consciousness right now, and my human qualities want to keep the past and have a promise and hope for the future. Right? And he can do it. He is absolute. Since he gave me this sense, these senses, he will do it. Why did he give it to me? Now, when you experience this spiritual situation, if you like, psychological situation, the creation becomes so meaningful for you that the creation says, okay, you have done perfectly now. Peace be upon you. It means you will be in peace. It means your humanity will be satisfied. And sorry, the language was wrong. Your human side is satisfied here. Now, well done. Right? Now, what is my attitude towards this conclusion? Can you just put extra change there? But I know this side is more practical. Did you get it? What do we have to say? Do we have to say that I've done really very well? I am a successful person? Or what do we have to say?
I have a statement before I have my answer, but I can leave out my answer.
No, but I want you to change your attitude towards Quranic teaching. Yeah, don't send it to somewhere which is not within your perception now. It must be practical now, so that when you read the wordings, I'll come back to you. When you read the wordings from the teachings of the Quran, when the Quran says you will be ever happy, you say, yeah, I am already happy. But the source of my happiness comes from the absoluteness of my Creator. So I am already happy. So the message from the universe comes to you saying everything. For example, you see the world, you experience something in this world, whatever. Everything says your attitude is right, appropriate to your nature. That is why you are created for, to entertain your existence. Did you get it? Now, the people of paradise, the Quran says, they will reply to the angels of the paradise, but the Quran uses always descriptive language. Mostly descriptive language with analogies, with examples, samples. Because it is difficult for human beings to understand the abstract notions. Abstract notions don't remain in human memory. So the Quran presents them in a concrete form that we are experiencing here. That's why the doors of paradise is open. Which kind of doors are they? How many, how wide they are? But so do you think it is just surrounded by walls? It is meaningless. Do you understand? But we always put the abstract notions into concrete forms. That's how human mind works. And the Quran presents the case to human mind according to its capacity. He knows how the human beings reason. Now, angels say this as if there are some creatures here and there, how do you say, waiters and waitresses. So the welcome or something, you say, okay, where shall I sit? But it is how we comprehend the subject, keep it in our mind in a concrete form, not abstract form, concrete form. But we have to understand what it means. Not everybody, but you too. You should. All of you should. So the people who are acting without spoiling and destroying, distorting their human nature will experience the happiness. Of course, when they see something, for example, I see a picture, there's a beautiful I think, a piece of forest. You look at, by looking at that, yeah, it's a very meaningful existence, isn't it? And it is enjoyable. I'm really pleased with it, and I'm not going to lose it tomorrow. Because yesterday we visited, or we were in the park, and it was very enjoyable, but today, gone. It's very disappointing. We don't want it. Today's, it is gone. Now, but if you have a right attitude, this is the place where you are entertained by your creator, and you are given the assurance that the one who created you is really taking you as a guest and entertaining you here, taking care of your needs. And when you understand, when you reflect on it accordingly, what you do, you say, Alhamdulillah, praise be to God, who has truly fulfilled his promise. Now, first, Alhamdulillah. Now you can rephrase your answer within this context now. Can you? No, don't go to paradise. Now, use the same logic, apply it now.
I don't know how much of it is social conditioning and how much of it is fitra, but like when something in line with my nature happens, my natural reaction is alhamdulillah, right? Like I don't think about it.
Your natural reaction is?
Or I remember you don't like the word natural. I won't use the word
No.
I remember this. We're not going to get into it.
I'm trying to understand the language.
My reflex is to say alhamdulillah without thinking, without.
Why alhamdulillah?
I was raised Muslim, so that's my
No,
lexicon.
No,
It's my lexicon. Like for other people, it might be like gracias a Dios. You know what I mean?
No. We
wow.
are trying to understand the case. We are not talking about other people. I was raised as a Muslim. What do you mean? But it is how you are created. It is not your feeling. You are just narrating from family background. No. Now, do you feel comfortable when you refer your existence to an God. So what do you mean by praise be to God? The same thing. The mystery remains the same until we understand the methodology of the Quran and how to read the Quran, how to benefit from it for our life right now. That's what we are trying to really establish this method, which is, I found it very interesting, very exciting, not very common though. What shall I do? The people may not follow in understanding the Quran right now from belief perspective based on existential reality. Wow, unfortunately, they refer to history, generally speaking. So that's why we keep repeating to establish the methodology. When you read the Quran, when you say Alhamdulillah, what are we doing? I am not responding back because he gave me something, favored me something. No, I am acknowledging that this situation is his creation. Doesn't belong to me. Do you understand? Doesn't belong to me. This happiness in finding out that I belong to an absolute source, my existence belongs to him, that is his reality. I have no claim on it. As if the angels say, you know, welcome, you are done well. They are saying, astaghfirullah, that's not my job. It is how I am made. I just didn't distort my reality, my nature. That's it. Acknowledgement of it. Yeah.
For the sense of security and blessings, which was mentioned earlier, like, why would God have to fulfill our desires? Because it's not an equation where
It's not it?
it's not an equation.
Equation.
Yeah.
Right. It's not an equation, so why would he have to fulfill our desires? Our creator.
Yeah, that is his job, none of my business. He gave me this desire. I will fight with him if he doesn't give me. If he doesn't satisfy. But you gave me this desire. I didn't create it. I didn't want it. You just create me with this desire. It is an automatic invitation that I am the one who is giving this desire to you to be satisfied. That is a promise for you that I'm going to satisfy it. Otherwise, why should he give it? I mean, I don't know God's mind. I don't read God's mind, but I understand through the abilities he has given me that if he has given me this desire, it is a promise that he's going to fulfill it. That's my conclusion. I am not imposing any responsibility on the creator. None of my business. I look at my case, I look at my responsibility, I look at my response back to my own reality as I am created. That's it. Acknowledge yourself that you belong to the Eternal One. Everything is from him, from the one who gave you, from the one who gave you existence. Look at this phrase. I'm not saying God. From the one who gave you this existence, you are given the consciousness that you expect the one from the one who gave you this existence. It is a promise that he will fulfill it. So I conclude, right, the one who created me should not contradict himself. That's my conclusion. So as a result, he will fulfill it. So really, you are very familiar with it. We don't speculate on God, but we only speak on our basing any kind of argument on our reality and use the abilities given to us in order to understand the reality, because these abilities are given to me by the one who created me. That's my duty. I cannot really say that something else did it. I don't care. The one who created me. So some people say, I mean, it's a simple argument, but someone maybe from another planet or something came and did this, some job here, and we are the result of their actions. Okay, they had to fulfill it. Whoever they are, I don't know. They don't know either. They have no sign of it. They don't want to say God, but they want something material within the universe. But we know that we are created, so these are given to me by the Creator. And within the universe, nothing has the quality to create. So discard all this trash or garbage philosophy. Okay, the second step, and one is, no, okay. Second step is this God who has truly fulfilled his promise to us. Now you understand now? We covered this now. Who has fulfilled his promise to us. Why? Try to understand yourself. Put the case into black and white contradiction. Think about it for 1 minute. No, 60 seconds. It's not easy to really completely concentrate on a topic for 60 seconds. It's too long. No, it's too long. But try, the shortest possible. I don't know what I am. Why am I here? I don't know. The meaning of my existence. What do you mean by meaning of my existence? I have an idea. Right? I have an idea. And what do you think? If you choose this way, you automatically lose all of your hope for your existence now, for your past, for your future. You become a completely meaningless being. Huh? Not animal either. Meaningless thing happened to be. Now, just opposite. I am made, my being is meaningful, and I can only attribute my being to a conscious being. Deliberately created, given existence to me. As soon as you take this side of the argument, you start making sense of everything, right? But even the earthquake happens, or in general calamities happens, you say what? This is the act of the Creator demonstrating his quality, teaching me, hey, you don't have to take the events that you are happy with happening accidentally by themselves, and they are under my control. It is set, the order of the universe is set in such a way that everything is under the control of a conscious choice. Nothing accidental. Everything, every moment, not you may enjoy it, you may not enjoy it. Still, every moment of existence demonstrates the source of existence. He is the owner of the universe. It must be the owner of the universe. As soon as you found that, you realize that his promise has been fulfilled. Why? What is his promise? Whatever exists in your humanity, in yourself, whatever is given to you, his promise is that. Do you understand? Whatever is given to you is his promise. You don't want to get old. You don't want to go into annihilation. Yeah? This is how you are created. You didn't develop it yourself. Your genes didn't give existence to the sense of eternity. They are just matter. It means particles. So you understand that when I don't distort, spoil my nature, I find my reality. That is the promise of my Creator. Right? Not necessarily in paradise. Yeah, of course. Existence is eternal. So after death, there must be another kind of existence. Because I belong to the eternal source. He's not going to say, okay, I'm fed up with you now. I'm not going to give you existence. He is the one who gave me the sense of existing and make me like it, sense of existing eternally. No one loves annihilation, non-existence. If you try, we always give this example, try. Annihilation. Death is different. Annihilation. Death is not annihilation. Now, no one likes death because it reminds the end of existence something. We are all frightened, right? But if you really could imagine what annihilation is, for example, do you want to disappear from existence right now?
No.
No. Right now? No. Do you want your any quality, human quality, for example, thinking or free will ability to disappear right now?
Those are my two favorite ones, no.
Yeah, you see? No. So this is his promise. When we act according to the way we are created, we feel secure about the existence of all what we have been given. That is keeping the promise. Yeah.
But if we didn't have free will,
So, yeah.
like whatever we're meant to be, will be. I'm sorry.
So, look, I understand you. Can I interrupt you? I think you found it difficult. If we use any language, if we did not have free will, it's not real. We have it. So, finish. We have it. So we have to think about the case according to our reality. We have the free will, and we are using it. So we have to choose. We have to choose either to protect our nature as it is and expect from the Creator to fulfill whatever He has put into our existence. That's a promise. And when you acknowledge it, you don't get sorry or you don't get disappointed. Why? He has given me this sense. He has to keep it. Right? Because He has given me. It is a promise for me. So we have to understand this. Okay. We have to understand this. If, let's say, the one who gave me existence gave me the sense of love of perfection, love of beauty. Yes? Don't you love beauty? Don't you love perfection? Well, do you want everything to be perfect? This is the promise. But if you, or you and me, I mean, a person, if a person attributes this sense to himself, he cannot fulfill it, and he gets disappointed. But if he acknowledges that the one who gave me this sense of perfection, it is a promise for me, he can He is going to give me a perfect existence. What happens now? You acknowledge the source. As soon as you acknowledge the source, what do you experience now? He is truly fulfilling his promise to you. Because you feel happy, you feel comfortable, you don't feel any contradiction in your existence. Right? This is I know it is difficult. Look, if someone says it doesn't make sense to me, we never heard this, where did you get this idea, something like that, I say, yeah, it is not common, and we are not used to thinking along this line. We are not used to, or we are not taught and educated to read the Quran in this way. So everything goes upside down and causes confusion. It's understandable. It's not your fault. But we have to learn it and make it real for me. So I can understand that really the one who speaks in this text now, the text on the screen, is the one who creates me with this quality. It means my creator is speaking, knows exactly what I am, knows exactly how he created me and what I expect from him. And he responds back and guides me. Look, you will realize that I promise you, when you acknowledge me, you will experience that I have kept my promise. If you deny it, it is free. If human beings free, no, I don't know. That's how they say, people like paradise because that is their wish. Yeah. If only there was a paradise. That's your imagination. That is your wish. Excuse me. Even imagination, even wish, that's how I am created. With this imagination, with this wish. Do you get it? You really get it? Right? So that is a promise from my creator, that it will be fulfilled. You can experience it when you attribute your wish, your imagination. You created me with this wish, and I'm going to expect it from you. Whoever the source of your existence is. People usually use this word God for the source of existence, right? But we have to make it sure when we say God, what we really mean. So usually I avoid from, you notice those people who come continuously, you notice I usually avoid using the word God, let alone Allah. So God, why? We attribute the things to a cultural notion. And God is external to me, somewhere there, and he made me here. I don't know. How he is treating me, I don't know. That's how he wills. That something external to you. But the notion of God, in order to make it practical for you, internal for you, I prefer to use the phrase, the source of existence, the cause of existence, and the creator, if you are aware that you are being created. Yes? If someone says, I don't know whether I am created or not, okay, source of your existence. You cannot say that I don't know where I exist or I don't. It is a very, very applicable sentence or phrase that you can use it in every case. Source of your existence. Never, if you want to argue with yourself, never argue with yourself. What does God want me to do? Don't say that. Source of existence wants me to do. How do I know? Because Qur'an says no, 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 no. Because Islamic culture says no. But in this class, not nowhere else. So Islamic culture, no. I find it in my creation. This is the sign from my source of existence. Do you get it? This is what I got from my source of existence. It means whoever or whatever created me is keeping his promise to me when I acknowledge it. It means there is a consistency in the existence. There is a consistency in the existence. So the notion of God should not be used while we are reasoning as an external thing. It doesn't mean that you are God. No, you are created. But you have a source of existence. This source of existence is called in the culture God. But you have to be careful if you are not really aware of it, and forget about it. When you say God, you are saying this, you are speaking about the source of your existence, and start using God, it becomes external. So there is someone there, and you are here. And you don't know what he is doing. No, in your existence, you know what he is doing. But that is the only way. Can you know what God intends to do if you don't have any clue within your own existence? It's a very serious question. If you don't experience it within your own existence, can you know who God is, what he's going to do, what he has done? If you are not given the quality, that's why some serious people, not very general among the Muslim scholarship, some serious people, they say, some people narrate it as an hadith or something, doesn't matter really. It's very true. Whoever knows himself knows God. Not the other way around. Not the other way around. Because you can know God only through your own qualities. Let's say you have no sense of eternity. Right? No sense of eternity. Assume what we have, but assume. And somebody says God is going to give us eternity. What are you talking about? Do you understand? It doesn't make sense. Even the language, the vocabulary, the word doesn't make sense. So it must be within you. That is why we always practice here, and as the way, the method of reading the Quran, start with yourself. So we have to follow the Quran and Sunnah. I say this is the most meaningless sentence. What do you mean? Follow Quran and Sunnah if you don't know yourself. What is Sunnah? What is Quran for you if you don't know yourself? You have to go through yourself. You have to conclude yourself that my Creator must guide me since he has given me choice. Right? But don't take these ideas out of this class. So you will be labeled as apostate. Okay.
I understand that you can attribute your desires to an eternal source. I understand that. But how are you so confident that those desires will definitely be fulfilled?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
How do I know? From my own desire. It's given to me.
How do you know it'll be fulfilled?
But it is given to me. If it is not going to be fulfilled, why do I have it? But think about from your perspective. But the difficulty comes from, how do I know that, although you didn't use the language, I know you have been following the class, you are very sensitive. How do I know that God is going to fulfill this? No, you are careful now. I appreciate that. But still, since it is within me, it is in existence. Since it is existence, it has a source of existence. If it has a source of existence, which I concluded, it must be fulfilled by the source of existence.
Can you repeat the logic again?
Somebody.
Since it exists, so since the need exists, it must have a source of existence. If there is a source of existence, then hence I conclude that it must be fulfilled.
Dr. There's a step missing there.
Sorry?
There's a step missing there, and I think
There is it?
we talked about this before. So
what did you
there's
say?
a step missing. I mean, you didn't answer a question, right? You basically just jumped a step. If the sense exists, right?
Since it exists, yeah.
I have a sense for eternal happiness, for example. Then it must have come to existence from somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
It must have a source of existence.
It must have a source of existence.
Yeah.
Now you jumped. You just
don't
went
know.
to, then therefore it must be satisfied.
Yeah.
But that is a jump, right? What I understood in the past, when I personally believe now, is if the source of existence created me with this sense for, say, eternal happiness, and he does not give it to me, and that means that that creator is a cruel creator, or a creator that is conflicting with himself. Right?
It is.
And
It means you are conflicting.
And I don't see any sign in creation
What are your
that the
signs?
creator is
Well,
playing
externalize
with
it.
me.
Look, externalize it. Be careful. You externalize it again. As I told.
No, I'm
No,
not
how?
externally. I'm saying within myself and within the existence, I do not see any indication that the creator has created me in play, or as a crazy creator, or as a creator that loves.
But you are speaking about the
torturing me.
creator.
Well, if I am
No,
going to
you
come
have
the
to speak about
conclusion-
yourself.
I am talking about myself.
Yeah.
I do not see any indicator of these things
In your
in
creation.
my own creation and the creation around me.
Yeah. What do you?
Right?
What do you?
And
What
so
do you?
if I-
What are you looking for as an indicator? That
I do not
Eternally-
see any indicator
eternal
that this
existence.
creator as a crazy creator.
no.
Or
No, we are talking about the creator. We just said.
I do
You
not
are
see any-
externalizing
okay, I
the
do not see-
creator
I
and
do not see
speculating
any-
on.
I do not see any contradiction within the creation, within myself and within the creation. I do not see contradiction in the creation itself.
Yeah.
Right? And so henceforth, the creator is not the contradictory creator. And if he gave me this need, then he must fulfill it. Or else he would have created, or else that means creation is a contradictory creation.
But the question is the need coming from him or like from external stimulus? You know, like when you say you want something,
Everything in creation is from God.
right? But
No, but I don't know.
a lot of it is
Everything
pressure is-
in creation has a source of existence. Yeah, but look, when you say God, when you say creator, I am always alarmed.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
My point was that anything in creation must have come from a source
Yes.
to have existence.
Yeah.
And so anything in existence came from one source.
Well, 1, 2, I don't know, but
No,
who counts
well,
it as a
again, the whole
source?
contradiction thing. If there was more than one source, and there would
But who said one dumb food? But it is a source of existence.
Fine, there is
That's
a source of existence. If I have a need to be fulfilled, then it came from that source of existence.
Again.
And
Perfect.
if all existence shows that it is consistent, then that source of existence is consistent, And so that
must be consistent.
Must be consistent. And so my needs will be fulfilled because that is consistent with what I see.
In yourself.
Yes.
But you see the consistency within?
Myself and within the creation.
Sorry?
And the creation.
Oh, okay, but when we solve the problem within ourselves, you can apply it to another human beings or another animal or another planet.
Exactly.
Yeah. So solve the problem within yourself first. And I think maybe my wording, my presentation was wrong, but exactly what I meant. Thank you.
Yeah, I was. Go ahead.
Like now I have these desires and they come from a source of existence.
Yes.
So now, like, I didn't choose these desires. Okay.
I didn't choose either.
Like, it was created with me. Now, like, where the free will, like, exists in this, like, I didn't choose these desires.
Yeah.
And now, like, for example, okay, yes, I enjoy eating. Okay.
Yeah.
But maybe as promised, I don't want to eat. Like, I don't want to eat. I don't want to fulfill this desire. Or like this is, yeah, like, this is not like something I chose to have. Yeah, why?
So
what's the free will? Like, where is the free will exist in this?
Do you have a free will to choose this desire or not?
I do not, but
don't you choose it?
I wish I don't, like, I have it.
Excuse me, why did you come here? You have chosen to come here. Yeah, you have chosen to speak. You are experiencing the free will. It means such a thing exists. And we know the nature of it from our own existence, that you can choose this one or this one. And human consciousness desires to be realistic. Realistic means look at yourself and act accordingly. But I have been given the ability not to act accordingly, freedom, not to act accordingly. I may use it, I may not use it. That is my choice. But my consciousness tells me what exactly I am. What exactly? I have free will. Yeah, I know that I have free will. I'm experiencing it. So I have consciousness. I know that I have consciousness. And I have to use or utilize my free will according to my awareness, consciousness, according to my consciousness. But I am free not to follow it. I am also aware of it. Now, if you do something without being aware of this choice, it means you don't have free will and you are not responsible. It is beyond your capacity. For example, while you are sleeping, you may do something, I don't know. So you know that this is given to you, you are experiencing it, and you are also given the consciousness and how to use your free will. It teaches you, lets you know, then you will choose it freely. That's up to you. That's up to everyone. So no one can really force anyone for any purpose. Everybody is free to utilize his qualities or not. But we know that we have these qualities.
I just wanted to reiterate that we have to bear in mind that everything starts with free will. So every moment we're utilizing our free will. So even when we are using our consciousness, so it's a choice. So we're given hunger, so we're using our free will to be conscious that I'm given hunger. And so then you have the option to go and eat something. And you have the option not to go and eat something. So if you're going the way you're made, going to eat something, then that's in compliance with your human nature, as opposed to not eating, then that's like distorting your human nature.
You are aware of it.
Right.
Everybody must be aware of it. If someone is not aware of it, should be responsible. Again, that's my consciousness. That's how I am encoded.
Yeah, but that's not the verse we're saying.
Sorry?
That's like the phrase, the verse here, like, doesn't say that. Like, it say, like, is just like fulfill our desires. That's
yes. she says, whatever you, but look, the first one, I think you were here last week, weren't you?
No.
Active consciousness. Now, the righteously, we discussed on the righteously means according to your nature, without distorting it, but you have the option to distort it. You have the option, you cut your finger. It hurts, yeah, you have the option to cut your finger. You have the option, I don't want to accept any being, superior being, who is the source of my existence. So I just take my existence for granted and carry on. You are free. You can do that. Take your existence for granted, and so that I'm not going to think about my source.
After that is natural.
So
if I shows that there is no creator, and I feel this nature, that is natural. So
what do you mean by what? We are using the word natural because of the lack of better word.
Yeah, okay.
Now then, my khalq, my tabi'ah and my fitra. Now, tabi'ah infers the word that it happens by itself. Fitra means deliberately done. Innate, but deliberately done innate. I didn't do it. So you are shifting. I mean, I feel that the word is shifted here. According to my nature means according to my fitra. If I act according to my fitra, I will be really happy, and I will say that, look, the one who created me gave me all these desires, and when I use them in the right way, as they are, coming from the absolute source, I feel comfortable. I feel that, this is the way the Creator is keeping his promise to me.
Some desire are already distorted.
No, that's my choice. That's your choice. Distorted, don't distort it, to correct it.
But like, I mean, some people have the desire to kill, for example.
No,
like
something.
No, but like it's just.
I understand. I don't want to stop you, but in this class, I think you are new in this class. We don't want anybody to speak on behalf of somebody else. Now, say I distorted my nature and I don't want to kill it. And I want to kill somebody. So then I can tell you, are you aware that this choice of using the sense is the distortion of your nature or not? I am aware of it. I know when I am doing a wrong choice, when I do the wrong choice. Your question. Do you understand? Yeah, some people, I don't know. Everybody has his own way of understanding in life.
So from what I understood, I just wanted to clarify that if I'm right, if there are evil desires too that are coming.
Sorry?
There are evil desires.
Evil desires.
That are coming to me.
No, it doesn't come from outside. It is the distortion of through using your free will. Your free will, the way you are made is destroyed. That's why it is called evil desire. Otherwise, there is an evil desire behind the podium and comes to you. No nothing. So using the free will, I understand it is very difficult. Yeah. I understand how to locate the free will in our real life is very difficult. We have to really think about it seriously and not only once or twice. Continuously check yourself. Continuously check yourself. I am using my free will, huh? Do this, do that, sit, stand up. Look, I am using my free will. Interpret this way or interpret that way. That is my free will. But what I do, either I keep my nature, fitra, as it is, or I just ignore it, just go down it. But I know what I'm doing. If you didn't know what you are doing, it means if you were not given consciousness, you wouldn't be responsible for it. You just as you are. We have to act as we are. We cannot transfer information from outside. What we have been doing while we are studying the Quran is not giving us an external information. It is very serious claim. Quran is just letting us what we are. Not external information, not extra information. If it was extra to my nature, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to confirm it. But Quran is a guide to decipher, to discover what I am. Guide. But when you listen to the guide, when you hear the guide, what you are expected to do, check within own self. Check within your own self. The guide says, look, for example, let's say, cousin, if you do this, it will be wrong for you. Somebody said, yeah? This is the guiding sentence. It's not a command. It is a reminder you. What you have to do, you have to use your own self. This suggestion, this guidance is true or not. If it is not within your own self, how can you be responsible to confirm it or to reject it? You have no clue about it. Do you think, I know it is difficult, but we can still talk, although the time is really out.
Okay. I just have a quick statement, which is before I even say that statement is a guide, after I test it or after I validate it, based off of the conclusion from it, I then conclude that statement was a guide to me.
Yeah, if you confirm it. If you don't confirm it, that statement is meaningless. Yeah. Again, by using your qualities.
Right.
Look, not external sources. If can you imagine, I am responsible for something which I cannot judge about it by using my human qualities, myself. What shall I say? I don't know. I have no idea. That's why using this cultural religion, saying that we Muslims believe in this, has no virtue at all. In Islam, we have to believe in the eternal life. In Islam, we have to believe, not related to yourself, not coming from within yourself. That's why we have to think everything from within ourselves. Yeah, from within ourselves. You can confirm it, you may not confirm it, it may take time because of the bad habits, etc. But renew it, work on it, you can get the right result. Because you cannot go out of your skin. And your creator cannot offer you something which he has not given you. Do you understand? So your creator is not crazy saying that, although I didn't give you the ability to learn this, let's say, for example, biology, but you have to learn biology. What do you mean? What do you mean? You haven't given me the ability to learn biology. Now you are ordering me to learn biology. It is a contradiction. So that is why we have to look for the source. The scriptures, whatever I find in the scripture which says I'm a guide for you, every scripture says I'm a guide for human beings, right? Okay, I have to be able to confirm it within myself with the ability given to me by my creator who is guiding me in the scripture? I have to see the correlation.
So I wanted to add on to what the sister here was asking about. I think she was asking about, like, what if that desire is not being fulfilled? And so let's say, for example, just whether the desire could be fulfilled or not is irrelevant for the conversation. Just to put that fulfillment aside and say, for example, let's say I have a desire to impeach a certain president, right? And then
Impeach a certain president.
Impeach?
So,
I don't know the word.
Like, get rid of Donald Trump.
bad example.
Stupid politics language at all.
I was
So
getting
this-
somewhere.
in a person. Say the person. Yeah, person A.
Person A, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that desire has not been fulfilled, and I've had that desire since January.
No.
And
Turn yourself. Is this desire genuine or receive it from outside?
I'm just giving an example.
Okay.
So like, let's say whether that desire is being fulfilled or not is irrelevant, right? But I can investigate within myself, like, where is that desire coming from? Why do I have this desire? Why is it being given to me? And I can come to the conclusion that I have a desire for justice, right? And then I can investigate. Why do I have this desire for justice? Is it because the source of this desire is just? You're right. See where I'm going with this? So
I mean, it is a sign that the one who gave me the desire for justice must be itself or himself for justice. That's why he gave me this.
Right.
That's how I can know him.
right. So
Yeah.
I think as to whether a desire can be fulfilled or not is, to my opinion, is irrelevant, right? Because if that desire is fulfilled, fine. If it's not fulfilled, fine. But there's a source, there's a reason to which why you had that desire in the first place. For example, I had the desire for justice. After further investigation, I have the desire for justice because the source of that desire is just.
It's just. So it is automatic. If you realize that you have a desire for justice, conclude that this desire must be fulfilled by not me. It is a promise. Yeah? He has truly fulfilled his promise to us. When you acknowledge, but the desires must be, all the desires not acquired from outside. No, must be fitri, as I am created. So I can distort it, yeah. Now, also has given us this land in heritage means this, I would understand this land as this status, the status of the state of mind, this states of existence. Do you understand? Not necessarily that there is a land there, as we imagine here, Australia or I don't know, South America or something. Then no, God gave me this South America, so it belongs to me. What am I going to do with that? Yeah, but the status, this position,
Property.
But the property of your own existence,
Yeah.
not necessarily, because we should never imagine that something external is going to something external to us is going to satisfy me. Everything is happening between you and your source of existence, the relationship. The others are just experiments. I mean, experiencing it here. But as we read here, the paradise or the state of paradise, now in this world, being in the state of paradise, in this world, it means the land is my state of existence, according to my understanding. Now, we can dwell in the garden as we will. Yeah, I mean, must be in the garden means really paradise's garden. It means you will be happy with your own existence because of the acknowledgement of the creator of this existence. Do you understand this? Now, how excellent a reward for those who work righteousness. It means God is saying, you see, if you act according to your fitra, the way you are created, now, that is the reward you will experience. Don't externalize it. It doesn't mean there is no another kind of creation. It doesn't mean paradise doesn't exist. But for the moment, I should understand this word when I acknowledge my source of my all human feelings. That is the reward, because I have not distorted the way I am created, I am made. That is the work of righteousness. We said work of righteousness, feeling happy within yourself. What, I think we have to conclude. What is the source of this mistake, or which kind of conclusions or the results that the mistake usually externalizing paradise, pushing it in the hereafter somewhere, and making it a physical being that is something in this world is really in the Jewish tradition, promised land. Promised land is this land, yeah, has given us this land in heritage. If you externalize it, what do? You sanctify a piece of earth and do everything to get it. It's very dangerous. But unfortunately, we blame a certain tradition, which is called Judaism. I mean, not the real Judaism is Zionism, but let's call it using the Judaic terminology for the nationalistic or political purpose. But we criticize them, but when we start thinking or reflecting on the nature of paradise, we use the same attitude. Make it external and something that I have to obtain it here. But of course, it must be, my existence shouldn't be without, we call it now physical existence, because I can only experience as a human being within my physical existence. So paradise must be a physical existence, but nothing to do with anything in this world. Nothing to do with anything with this land. Neither, to me, it may be a little bit too radical to say, neither Palestine is sacred, nor Mecca is sacred. This is what I mean. Your state of mind is sacred. Yourself is sacred. Gentlemen, so last word is yours, of course.
I'd like to bring the point back to what you said earlier about total annihilation. Would you say it isn't even possible to actually fully think about total annihilation, since it's not the presence of something but the absence? So we've only experienced consciousness, since you can't be conscious while not being conscious. That's a contradiction. So you can
Excellent. You cannot be conscious of non-consciousness. I love it. Thank you very much. Really, you make the point now. Yeah. So Non-existence is not really you can imagine, because it is non-existent. You cannot imagine it, but it is an alternative for you, but which doesn't exist. So always, whatever is true existence is experiential and reality that I can experience it. Yeah? But whatever I have the option, that's opposite of this existent, doesn't exist, but I have been given the capacity to choose what does not exist. But I cannot prove it. I cannot convince myself. I cannot satisfy my fitra, the way I am created. I cannot satisfy it. It is against my reality. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellent, by the way. MashaAllah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. Innaka antal alimul hakim, wa akhiru da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Thank you. The class was supposed to finish at 8:30.
Announcements?
So inshallah next Wednesday, those who are available Saturday, we are here at 11 o'clock. Inshallah.